Hello, I'm Peter Coe and we're here talking with Robin Hugo from Dell at the company's data centre in West London. In this episode, we're going to discuss deployment and network management. So when we think about campus networks, what are the main pain points being experienced by customers?
Ease of deployment and intelligent management. These are the two main critical areas we think about a lot. When a customer wants to deploy a new network into an existing environment, or whether it's a brand new network into a new environment, a greenfield site, for example. You want the design to be correct in the first place. You want the design to work, so when the deployment happens, the customer gets what he's expecting. Take the example of customers who buy several hundred devices in one go, and it's a fairly large deployment. We want to make that deployment as easy as possible. We have the design already agreed, so we want to automate that deployment. So there are systems in place where we ship the customer an electronic delivery note, for example. That will include the serial number of the device, it will include the Ethernet MAC address of the device. And what that enables the customer to do is to put this into their central management system. Once the engineer has connected the equipment into the particular rack in the data center, the cabling is in place, all the mundane jobs are done, he reports back to the central management system, to the admin running this system. Tells them where the devices are located within the rack. The admin can then say this particular device has this particular configuration applied to it, but it isn't done manually, it's done using configuration scripts. So the device boots up and it sends a message across the network and says, what's my identity, who am I, what am I supposed to be doing today? Gets its identity. The device then asks for its configuration file, which is loaded from a central point. So what you get is uniformity. You don't get the Friday afternoon syndrome, the Monday morning where two different engineers configure things in different ways. That's the way they've always done it, and they believe their way is best. And also you get standardization across the whole site. So if you're a large customer, you've deployed many devices, you go into a lab environment and you test the device with a particular version of software with a particular configuration. And you want to make sure that the 100, the 200, the 1000 devices you have deployed across your network are running exact the same version of code, and the configuration is the exact correct one for that particular deployment, that particular part of the network. The same logic applies if something breaks or goes wrong. You want to be able to take out the faulty piece of equipment or the broken device and replace it with another piece of equipment. And it won't matter to you whether the piece of software on that piece of equipment that came from the factory is a different version to the one you're using. Because you're using centralized control, you put in the new piece of equipment, it assumes the identity of the piece of broken equipment because this is what you've configured it to do in its centralized system. It has the same operating system, it has the same configuration. So you're up and running very, very quickly with the minimum of effort required by the admin.
Are we seeing the same logic at work in wireless deployments too?
When it comes to wireless deployments, we want to make sure that the customer gets the maximum throughput available at all times. So we deploy the number of devices we need in that area that meet our demands now and maybe meet the growth for the next 3, 6, 12 months. The devices are intelligent. We've embedded clever technology into these devices, so it enables them to communicate with each other. They will use different frequencies to communicate with the customer's laptop. It minimizes the interference and maximizes the throughput available to the customer.
This is one of 4 films on enterprise networking. We hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching.